You guys can let me know in the chat. You can hear me? All right. I don't know if the mic's a little too loud, let me know. I can just turn it down a bit. Is this okay? Good to go? Loud and clear? All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So before I get into this, first I just want to say hey to everyone on X and everyone that's watching this right now. Please feel free to share it with uh, everyone as much as possible, just because um, I enjoy doing this, and I know there's a lot of people who uh, have always asked throughout the years, like how do you do it? And again, what I do is just what I do. I just want to make that clear. Everyone does their own thing. Everyone interprets it differently and sees it differently, and every single view is fine because at the end of the day, no one knows what is right and what is wrong until uh, in the future something does or does not happen. So I just want to read out this disclaimer because, uh, I'm one of the good guys who wants to make sure that no matter what happens or what we say or what we do, that everyone does the right thing and the responsible thing. So this content is for educational entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute any financial advice, nor should it be interpreted or recommended to invest, trade, or make financial decisions. We are just decoding a post. That's all. Please invest responsibly and consult a licensed financial advisor before taking any action. The patterns and observations shared here are coincidental and may reflect personal interpretation or bias. They are not guaranteed to be accurate, predictive, or grounded in financial theory. In fact, they just might be me having fun. It's literally my brain picking at stuff. That said, it never hurts to use logic, think critically, and explore patterns, because that's what this all is, exploring patterns. Or it could just be a sentence. I don't know. But what I'm going to show you is that when I read this sentence, I see patterns. And whether it's true or not, it doesn't hurt to just share it with the world. So enjoy watching how my brain works. I'll do my best to explain the thought patterns because, sometimes I just boom, 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 boom. If you have a question, leave it in the chat and I'll get back to it. So, as everyone knows, Bearable Guy, our fuzzy friend, posted yesterday and he posted this. It's been a while since he's posted on his Rippled Reddit page. And he just, I was going to say tweet, he just posted the bear laughs. After so long, the realization is hitting them that the momentum behind Ripple and XRP will not end. The king and his cohorts got the message. Kindly step aside. So he just posted that, and it's been a while since he's posted. So I thought, you know what? I haven't done this in a really, really long time. And I wouldn't mind doing this. So what I see. And since people over the years have always said, like, how do you do it? Anytime I try to do it on X or Twitter or on a post or in text, it's always very difficult because I need to visually see it, and I also need to visually explain it to help others understand it in the best and most efficient way possible. So I'm going to go at it, and hopefully everything makes sense, and I'll try to keep it as best as possible in terms of getting it here in a manner that uh, is sufficient for all. Now, let's go here. So the bear laughs. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need this. Sorry. Let's go this way, uh, that way, and sorry, I don't know how to use Windows. There you go. So the bear laughs. Dot. Uh, the first thing I looked at was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the bear laughs, and people might even laugh at me while I'm doing this. That's okay. The bear laughs. Dot. So observe. Okay, let's do uh, event significance and pattern. Okay. So the bear laughs. Dot. Why do I see? Well, first it's 13 words and a dot. So first thing I look at, well, obviously over the years everybody knows 13. So okay, that's one pattern, and that's simple. But then I'm like, okay, so if the bear laughs, you get, or you know what? Let's do this. Let's do uh, gem value. So the 13, and then you get 127. Okay, maybe that doesn't mean much now. Maybe it will after. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, the bear laughs. Why include the dot? You know, you don't really need the dot. You could have just done the bear laughs. So maybe the dot is significant. So rather than just thinking it of as a sentence like that, what about dot? So if you include the dot, it turns into 13 again. So bear laughs. It's like, I don't know, it's a header. You don't need the dot. If anything, it would be like you're shouting or something exciting. The dot's just unnecessary. So that stands out to me. Uh, the bear laughs. Uh, when you do the bear laughs, you get 166. And then, so you have 13 and 13. So the fact that he includes a dot, it's just funny how 13 words, and then this value, this entire sentence right here, is 13 altogether. So two 13s. So that's just the first thing I noticed. So we can close this up a bit and then open this up. All right. Number 2. After so long, the realization is hitting them that the momentum behind Ripple and XRP will not end. The king and his cohorts got the message. Kindly step aside. So, like, think of this sentence right here. The realization is hitting them that the momentum behind Ripple and XRP. So, since this revolves around like mathematics and like geometry and numbers, if when I read that sentence, the realization is hitting them that the momentum behind Ripple and XRP will not end. So momentum is like forward velocity. So if momentum, and again, this could just be me like thinking or coming up with something that doesn't exist. But once you think of what I just am about to say, and then you find like these patterns again, it's kind of odd and ironic. So momentum is before Ripple and XRP. So I think of that as like something is pushing Ripple and XRP forward. And whatever's pushing it forward is the cause of something that could be identified or an identifier of a potential pattern, just simply because of the word momentum behind. Those two words make me think, why would they say momentum behind and not say something like, after so long, the realization is hitting them that Ripple and XRP will not end. So momentum and behind make me think, okay, whatever, if there is something to identify, it's right before Ripple and XRP. So then I just think like, okay, if momentum behind is before Ripple and XRP, it's pushing whatever's in front of it forward. And if there's something either behind it or in front of it, a pattern that should align with whatever other patterns are potentially here should be somewhere between here and here. Think of this like a train. Momentum behind Ripple and XRP, and you know, trains have been a thing. So momentum behind, it's a train pushing Ripple and XRP forward. So if we were to do momentum, you get right away 33 or 114. Okay, so let's just throw that in there. And again, not everything you write down is valid, but everything is a possibility. So it's always best to just write everything down, regardless if it's possible, not possible. And then after you're all done, see how it fits. So momentum, uh, and momentum has a value of 33 or sorry, 114. So let's just say reduction 33 value. Now, what about momentum behind? So you have 6, 6. So 6, 6, 1, 1, 4, 5, 6. So right now, I don't see too much, but I still think momentum behind. So something is pushing this and this. So if it's not this, let's try this now. So Ripple and XRP. 1, 3, 4. Okay. So we have 1, 3, 4. Is 1, 3, 4. Now, what if you take out that? Because they did and. Okay. Now, what if you just do both? And that doesn't change at all, right? Okay. The momentum behind Ripple and XRP will not end. So you have 5, 6, and you have 4, 4, 8, 14. Okay. So right now, so far, nothing major. But again, if we look at here, Ripple, XRP, the individual words, you have 76, and you have 58. So going back now, again, what do we notice? We notice that both these things, so momentum behind 13 and 13. Okay, so here's 13. Here's 13. Well, okay, you know how many times it could still be a coincidence, but let's keep going. So the momentum behind is something pushing. Think of it like pushing 13, 13. Because it could have just been the momentum behind XRP or the momentum behind Ripple. But including both, so now we have the bear laughs, 13, 13, 13. Let's keep going. Will not end. The king and his cohorts got the message. Kindly step aside. So I'm going to still go back because then I think, okay, so this is, how would I call this? Character count. And this is just an idea, like train like. But then I also look at sentence structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So line 1, 18 words. Line 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And like technically this would be line 2, but because this is in caps and this isn't, it's think of it like kind of a separation. Otherwise it would be a consistent sentence as would like compared to this. So line 2, what did I say here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 words. And then we have 3 letters. So if we were to take this and this, and again, we always kind of have to see what we get and then reference to the past to see was there things in the past that can make something here a viable answer. And you know, when we do 9 and 8, what does that get? Have we seen that before? Yes. Okay. So maybe it's a little odd that you know, first sentence has 18 words, second sentence has 8 words. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Or we can also do, if we want to break these characters right here down into 1, 2, 3, we can do something even more. So we can do line 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and then line 4, again, back to 3. So 3, this would be a 6. So as you know, we always reduce, reuse, recycle, or, So if we do it like that, 3 and 9, so again, we get 18, right? Because it's just, it breaks down this. And it could be ironic at the fact that even how it's broken down, of course, it'll come like that because it's still the same number, right? But so we have 3 lines. So we can do 3 lines, 3 letters. Again, not everything will make sense. Some things don't even have to make sense. It's just identifying things that are there and possibilities, because we can't have something that's also black and white. For every possible thought, there should be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different possibilities. And that those 5 possibilities allow you to identify greater possibilities, which allow you to identify greater chances of discovering said pattern. Some things might be hysterical and hilarious and delusional, but we need to include these things. So next up, the king and his cohorts got the message. Yeah. So the next thing I look at is here, capitals. So let's do capital letters. So A, R, XRP. And again, I only do line 1 capitals. I promise this is going to get really good. Line 1 capitals, we have A, we have R, we have XRP, we have, that's all. Line 2 capitals, we have TK. So then we go into, you know what? Okay. No, just to make this easy for you guys. A, R, XRP. Let's bring this down. So let's bring this down even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do A, we do R, X, R. I know some of this stuff might be like, wow, but once you start doing everything, you'll start to see some stuff that maybe you never even thought would be there. Because trust me, there is stuff that is there. So we have, again, A. Let's do all the letters first in the first line. So we have M value 77, which would be technically 714, 5. And then we have 1, 18, X, 4, R, 18, 16. Okay. So AR, if now, because XR, like, and then another thing I see is like, okay, so if we look at the capitals in the first line, these 3 are together, this one and this one aren't. So again, like before, where there's a separation here, the bear laughs dot, this is one word. So another idea that you can have is you take AR and XRP. These are 2 separate dots. So then if you did that, isn't it AR, XRP, AR, XRP, 9, 15, 4, 5, 9. So you would get AR and then XRP. I know people are laughing. It's okay. 58 and 19. All right. So then again, sometimes you see things, sometimes you don't. As long as you identify patterns. Until you're finished, you just got to keep going. But before I do that, I would like to get a piece of paper because I did this before. I did this before, but now I'm just trying to do it off the top of my head. So I could have just read off the piece of paper, but it's fine. I want to show you guys every single thing first. So TK and then T and K, 31. So second line capitals, 31. And what is the opposite of 31? So another pattern, T and K. So TK in line 2. And then line 1 is, what did I say here? 5, right? Okay. So if we were to do line 1 plus line 2, just caps, A, R, TK, you get AR 19 and TK is 31. That's fine. We continue. Next up. The king and his cohorts get the message. Now, where did I go here? Kindly step aside. So now let's look at this. 3 words. Kindly step aside. 3 words. Caps. So maybe there's some significance there. Kindly step aside. Kindly step aside equals 173. Right? Kindly step aside. Or if we were to do, because there's a dot again, that dot breaks this up. Kindly step aside. So maybe value, value, value. I know this is funny, but we're getting there. Finally, 95, which is 14, which turns into 5. All right. Step aside. Oh, sorry. 75. I don't know what happened there. 14 back to 5. Then you get step. With step, you get 60. Where did I get 60 from? Dot 75. Oh, yeah. All right. So you get 5, 6, and then aside. 38. make it aesthetically pleasing. 38. So this would turn into, okay, 5, 75. This turns into 6. And then 38, 9, 10, 11. Now, typically, like here, there's a 5 and a 6. So this technically should be a 2 because it turns 11 equals 2. But if you notice, again, one of the things that has been mentioned so many multiple times is that future proves past and past proves future. So if there is an ironic chance that these numbers can identify a pattern or a phrase or some type of significance that was used in the past, it's good to keep that into consideration. So if we take 5 plus 6, we have 75, 12. Well, what am I doing here? Sorry about that. I need to put this paper in front of me. Going into the brain is a little difficult. I'm sorry. So we have 3. We have, because this turns into 12. So 12, 75, okay, just to make it easier, equals 3. And then 60 equals 6. And then 9, 10, 11. So technically, this should be 3, 6, 2. 3, 6, 2. But if we get previous things that have occurred, what has been something that has probably, it's actually the first thing that was ever posted was an Ouroboros 11.6. So if we take 3 and 6, we have 9, 11, 4, 6, 11. So kindly step aside is 9, 11, 6, 11. It's just odd that, it equals those values. He could have used any other word, but he chose those words in that pattern, in that caps lock. So it's just something to think about. Especially given the fact that literally the first thing ever posted after the castle, or was it before the castle, was an Ouroboros in green, and it was so difficult that nobody could solve it. And it had to do with R3, I believe. Like the answer was R3 through like some cipher that nobody could do. So the fact that that's there, I'm going to write that down. Funny, not funny, I don't know. We've also seen the 11 or 11.3, where the 11 buildings are on fire. So 11 seems to be important. So let's just continue. Now, now I'm going to go to my actual paper. So if we were to go back here, and we take these numbers here, 75, 60. This is going to be easier now because I did this last night. We get 3, 3, 11. How did I get 11? 3. Right. So this equals 911. And then what's also funny is KSA, if we just take KSA, K, S, and A, we get 31. Again, why choose these words? There's a million words in the dictionary, but yet these ones equal 31. Odd. No, I think so. So here's 13, here's 13, here's 13, here's 13, here's 13 in a way. Here's a pattern. So like out of everything I've put so far, this has been something that's commonly occurred. So has this. So has this. So has this. And like this right here. So, and if you just keep going, you'll notice that these patterns continue to occur. Now, let me continue here. Also, something I said I touched upon earlier before, behind Ripple and XRP. So if Ripple, and like I said before, something behind. So if something is in front, what is behind? Think of it like that. So Ripple, XRP, is 134. Behind Ripple, XRP. So if we do just those two words together, because, you know, those are very correlated, you get, think of it like an object. This is the object behind the object in front. Take this word out because momentum is a forward velocity. It's thrust. So if something is pushing something forward, think of it like an object. This sentence can kind of be thought of like items. So Ripple XRP, maybe I'm schizo, I don't know. Ripple and XRP is 134. What's behind Ripple then? 133. And maybe that's why the momentum pushing thing forward is 133. So the momentum behind this. So 133 is behind Ripple and XRP. Kind of funny. Now, if we take this, Ripple and XRP, you get 153. And that turns into something we've seen in the past, 63. 63 has been there in yellow. XRPP likes to be like, oh, 63 just means the sun. That's why it's in yellow. Sorry to break it to everyone. Or gold. Think of it like gold. So 63 is yellow. Go back to old riddles. So 63. So something behind the momentum behind Ripple and XRP. So the momentum behind 63. Now, if 63 can be identified as light, sun, yellow, summer, because that's literally what it represents. So Where am I here? Ripple and XRP. It's 153. Sorry. Ripple and XRP is 153. Ripple and XRP. 6.9. And then if you look at old things, for example, oh, kind of gone. So if you look at like these old things here that have been on the internet since 2018, the momentum behind XRP. So if XRP is here, and again, look, where have we seen this before? Yeah, make this a little smaller. So here, now this sentence down here, I know this is going to sound nuts. It is nuts. I sound like schizophrenic and delusional, and I get it. But just keep following me for a sec. So the momentum behind Ripple and XRP. So if we took this sentence and used this image as something that you can like literally place on top, because look, this is momentum. Something going in a direction is always momentum. So think of this as the word momentum, and then Ripple and XRP. So this would be right here. What is right behind here? Yellow, gold, sun, light. 63. Right behind. So even if we were to take 63 equals 9, when does summer start? June 21st. And when does summer end? September 21st, something like that. I'm not too sure. Let's just make it 21st. And if we were to go back to old riddles, here anywhere. Maybe this is the one. I don't know. Seems like everything's kind of gone. The sun in this one in 2018 comes up in May, but in the document, he wrote, when the bear looks up at the golden sun and blue skies. So if we were to take that other picture into consideration, the gold before, which is moving something forward, the object forward, gold can be the sun. When does the bear look up at the sun? In September. September looks up at May. The bear looks up at the golden sun in September. So if this is momentum, because what is momentum? Momentum is energy. All of life, it's energy. Without energy, we don't have momentum. And what is the biggest producer of energy? The sun. So the momentum pushing it forward, which if we were to go back here as well, if this is being pushed object, momentum, which equals energy, velocity, since it's, momentum. What's pushing this forward? 133. 1 plus 3 plus 3 is 7. When does summer start? June 21st to July 1st, the 7th month of the year. The sun is pushing Ripple and XRP into gold, yellow, because what is the only month in this calendar where he literally crossed it off each day with a yellow X? September. So the sun is pushing the momentum of Ripple and XRP into yellow or gold. And what does gold represent in the past? September. So, sorry, this is going to get messy. So, sun, gold. Leo, no, Leo to, what's the month of September? Is it the scales? Libra? September. Zodiac. September 23rd to October 22 is Virgo or the Virgin. So you could do Virgo, which is a virgin angel, or you could do Libra, because technically, I don't know, like it's the end of September. It's the sun, and the sun until the last day is still there. So just don't make it too complicated. 7, and just because September here was in gold, I'm gonna go with all of September. So Leo to Libra, 7, 11. Oops. 7 to 11. Oh my goodness. 7 and 11. Summer to fall, or start of summer to end of summer. 7, 11. And then this is kind of funny. Master Chief, what's his Spartan number? Spartan number 117. 11, 7, 7, 11. And then, 11, 7 turns into 9. And then if you read, what's the book? The Teaching of All Ages. 9 is completion. What is before 10? Oh. So these are just a series of things that continue to occur that could be just absolutely insane and schizo, but why isn't it other stuff? Why does it continue to be this stuff? There's a million different things it could have been, but it continues to be an ironic coincidence, time and time and time again, 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 and again. And we're still not done here. I think this is like 10% of it. So only capitals with sentence. Capitals within the sentence, first line 77. AR, XRP. So if we were to just do the caps, so and another idea is like, okay, what about the caps? So I know we touched on the caps before, but let me get back to this. AR, 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 XRP. First line. Line 1. AR, XRP is 77. Then line 2 is 31 for TK. And so we have 77 and 31 for only caps within sentences. Only caps within sentences 4. So if we just take, so these here equal, where did I get this here? First line, so 77, sorry, 77 plus 31 equals 4. And then the top, so if we just take only, so here's 13, and then where did I get 77 plus 31 equals 4, and then top 13, only capitals within sentences. So hold on a second here. A, R, X, R, P, P, A, 9. Okay. So if we were to take all of it together, 108. So if we were to take, put them together, we get 4. Now, if we separate them, so if we separate these two lines in the caps, we get 77 here and 31 here. If we put them together, we get 4. If we put 77 plus 31, 4, and the top 13. Okay, I know what I did there. So this line here, the bear laughs, that equals 13. The next sentence here, from here to here, because these are different. Let's think of these as like entities. 13 here, all the way to right here, because these are caps. We separate that. This, the caps here, equal. So 13 equals the top line and the bottom line. The bear laughs, which equals 4. So, and then if you wanted to expand this, it would just technically be like, 1 plus 3 equals 4. So the bear laughs, all lines excluding all caps, excluding, I sound so schizo right now, kindly step aside, equals 4. I'm just going to take out, it technically doesn't equal 4, it's 77 plus 13. 14. So we get 4 here, we get 4 here. The sentences equal 8. Words equal 14 and 31. What words? Or 8, 4, 13. 8, 4 words. Why did I write the word? Words equal 14, 31. 14, 31. Finally. Oh. So if we take the sentences, the bear laughs, we have 4. If we take sentences, we have 4. And then because these are separated, into caps, we can also, it's just an idea. Don't have to do it. Might think it's crazy, but if we think of the outside the box, we just find another pattern. These caps are different than everything else in this entire thing. So capped letters equals kindly step aside. 75, 6, 38. 8, 9, 10, 11. So words equal 8. Where did I get here? Words equal 8, 9, 10, 11. Where did I get? Sentences equals 8. Words equal 1431. Where did I get 1431? Finally. Got it. Okay, I don't know how I got 5, 6, 6. Okay, I kind of, maybe I deleted this part. So I did this on the fly, and but it's just funny, even when we do kindly dot step dot aside dot, what do we get again? And if we were to look at this as like objects again, kindly dot step dot aside dot. If we took this entire sentence and made, because these are different than everything else here, literally everything else is different. These are the only 3 words that are stepped aside, and good things come in threes. It's been said multiple times. So if these 3 words, again, are an object, and everything else behind it is momentum, the same pattern before, like a reverse reduction, if we were to go backwards, we get 133 or 290. So whole sentence, again, so schizophrenic, is 290, which equals 11. And then, sorry, no, 11 being pushed forward. My bad. Whole no. XRP K. 3, 9, 10, 11. All caps is 128, which equals 11. And then, so all caps, which is the momentum pushing forward, is this entire sentence here would be like 11. And then these 3 words being pushed into caps. Because you have to think of it like entities, like shapes, like just ideas. Why take these words and change it from these words? Why not just write kindly step aside? Just like he wrote Merry Christmas and have a wonderful New Year. He didn't caps those. He just wrote them naturally, normally, in lower caps. Why cap these? So separate them. So the momentum before is 11, and then I sound so schizophrenic right now. Kindly step aside. 8, 9, 10, 11. We get 173 again, which equals 11. Kindly step aside. And then if we do dot, 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 we get 133. With dots. Okay. Finally, dot, step, dot, aside, dot. And I know this sounds insane, but this is literally how insane the person who makes it is also. Because the entire point of like riddles is to hide messages that aren't visible to like 99%. That's the whole point of uh, puzzles. It's and at the same time, again, also puzzles. Think of it like a labyrinth. It can keep you there and can keep you looking, but it's just ironic how the structure and system and design of how it is designed continues to be designed around these themes. We don't need to necessarily find the door to exit the escape room. Why don't we just stay in the escape room, but look for the things that can be identified within the escape room? And what that is it's the structure, it's the design, it's the soul, it's the blood that flows through the body. This is the blood that flows through the body. These are the numbers that continue to occur over and over and over and over, because not random choice or coincidence. It's because the designer, the builder, the architect wants these numbers there. That is the whole purpose of the system. And what are those numbers that are continuously there? 11, 13, 133, 17, 9. What are objects that are continuously there? Sun, yellow, gold, light, angel. And angel has to do with not like angels specifically, but what is the most famous, the most powerful, the most, what was God's son before he cast him down to the shadows? His name was Lucifer. What is Lucifer? And it has nothing to do with Satanism, so please stop this. This is for educational purposes. Lucifer in Latin means Luci. Luci equals light. So light, so angel equals Lucifer, which equals light, which equals sun. It all has to do with energy, because what makes energy? Protons, photons. That is the existence of like planet Earth. Without energy, uh, none of this exists. And energy is everything. It's the reason why we exist. So the architect enjoys building core principles around these themes. And if you start to branch out into other things, you start to realize why. And that's why they would like tweet, read books, find knowledge in books. Thanks. I probably sound so schizophrenic right now. I know, this is hilarious. And I hope nobody records it, because I do sound like I need to go to a mental institution. I promise you, this is like structure. So let's continue forward. And that's why in all the riddles and all the images, yellow, gold bricks, XRP gold, this back here, gold, where is it over here? Gold. Like even over here, I don't know if people realize this. Can I zoom into that part? Let's bring this up a bit. So if you notice right here, XRP is black and white. So think of it like the creation of planet Earth or the Bible, Genesis. You have to understand all of this. You kind of just you need to do a lot of things, not just like look at these images. You have to like get into Hermeticism, philosophy, geometry, mathematics, grammar, and these are like the stepping stones towards the temple, the stairway to heaven. So if we look over here, darkness to light, black to white. In Genesis, when Earth was created, first there was darkness. And then, I don't remember it exactly. And then there was a spark of light that made the Vesica Pisces. I can't say it properly. So if and okay, I'm gonna stop there. Okay, you know what? Keep going in order. So if this is the creation of something, it goes from black to orange. Why does it go from black to orange? Because the orange represents the sun. It goes from darkness to light, black to orange, darkness to the sun, orange. It could have been white. It could have been red. It could have been pink. Why orange? Because orange represents the sun. It kind of gets biblical. Or, I mean, the orange man could be his makeup. I hope yeah, gonna get tariffed after that one. But yeah, anyways, and then also Trump here. At the time, what was he? He was the 45th president. What's 4 plus 5? 9. 9 is what? September. September is gold. September is the sun. So sun, yellow, gold, light, angel. So maybe black, orange, yellow, gold, sun, 45, 9. And 9 is completion. That's why it's at the end here. Also, this one gets a little wild. Why the left hand and not the right hand? It could have been the right hand. So, and now this is where people are going to take it in the wrong left hand, left. The left hand path, status quo. They often reject convention and the status quo, which some suggest is a search for spiritual freedom. Magical techniques, that would be blah, 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 taboo. Sorry, this gets a little weird. This is Madame Blavatsky is a great read. And this is going to get into topics that, but what do people like to, do this with? Uh, again, uh, you know, as above, so below, the left-hand path. And I don't want to go off too topic here, but the left-hand path, as above, so below. Um, if we were to take that as an actual number now, what are the only numbers in the entire number set from 1 to like 20 where the first number and the next number are can be identical to each other. So if we have 1, there's only 1. We need something where there's 2. So it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Which one of these is that a mere replication, replica of each other. This one. And then if we were to go back into like previous things, like Ripple Riddler, he went November, and you know, um, November could also be uh, like 11. Sorry, 11 and equal 2, and those two numbers equal 13. And what's before 2? 1. And what is, or like think of this like a clock now. I'm so schizophrenic. Hands at 11 and 2. No, I just get 11 and 2, please. Really? There's just no 11 and 2. Wow. Am I typing something wrong here? Okay, does Bing just not recognize? Wow. Okay, this is the closest to 11 and 2 I can find. It's actually funny. There we go. So if we, were to go back here, 11 is as above, so below. These two are the only two digits in the entire circle where if you take this one and so this is uh, reduced, we need to expand it. You get 1, 1, 1, 1. And 11 and 2 also equals 13. And what is between, what is before 2? Well, if this was a 24-hour clock, this would be 12, 13, 14, 11, 12, 13, 14. Or 2, 3, 4, 5. If we were to like literally make this like a gematria, this would be 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 11, 12, 13, 14. So 2, 3, 4. This is literally 13. And that's why I always said in the riddles before, 13 is always, this is the center point, this is axis 0, and there's only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 13 is one deviation to the right. Literally, it's the 13th hour. And if we go this way, 13 and 7. So here's light, because, all these things represent like 13. Light. And what is, like this time of the year, it's kind of known as like the darkness. And the darkness is like, if this is the darkness, we're walking to the light. Because remember, like Lucifer was casted from the heavens and shunned down to hell. So if this is darkness and we are going towards the light, and this is darkness, 13, towards the light, 7, this is the 7th month of the year. The summer would be here. Here's June, here's July, here's August, here's September. Gold, sun. And if we do as above, so below, 13, 7. So these are just things that like you discover and identify not because you believe in them, but you need to read about this to identify why the architect, the designer, the builder, the planner is constructing whatever he's doing in these manners. And the principle of this design is based on this theme, and this theme is always represented around the sun, because the sun is energy. And that's why if we were to go back to like, it's literally all based around energy. Here's the sun. Here's the sun. The fire. Fire is what? The sun. The sun. And then, 1 second here. If we were to go back to here, the plans that Ripple has for XRP are moving faster and faster, and I know you see it all. It's a shame that so many do not even know what is happening. We are at the forefront of a new age. What is the new age? Oops. The new age of Aquarius. That is the forefront. This line right here, we are at the forefront of a new age, means the age of Aquarius. And that's why, and like if we go down, when the bear looks up at the golden sun and blue skies, he thanks God. What is God? God is creation, Genesis. Who is the son of God? Lucifer, light. But it's not S-O-N, it's S-U-N, the Son of God, because without the Son, God could not have created this. For this opportunity for people worldwide to take advantage of this chance to buy XRP. May God bless you all, my friends. When was the last time you saw God mentioned in other BG stuff? It's kind of been removed. He doesn't really do God anymore. So you should be like, hold on. He was so like religious here, God, 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 and now there's no more God. So maybe he wasn't saying, I'm sure he was doing it in good faith, but maybe he's talking about God because he wants you to look at God more and realize what God means. And then, isn't it funny that if we're in the new age, he's watering sunflower, sun, flowers, sun. He's watering it. What zodiac in the zodiac chart is the water bearer, Aquarius? So if we are entering the new age, the water bearer and the sun in the sun room. This here is the water bearer. So you can even look at this and think like, take out the bear, put a 2 here or an 11. This is an object of time, because all of this is about time, because that is what the universe runs on, time. So when I look at this, I don't see a bear watering a plant. I see the water bearer. I see 11 or 2. That's why he's doing that. And I'm sure there's other significance as to why, like the sunflower, but it's also the sun. And then if you kind of like what I just said before with the clock. Oh, 11 and 2 clock. So if we were to do the 11 and 2, 13 to 7, right? So this is dark, this is light, because this is summer, depending on the orientation of the thing. If this is 2, because it's the water bearer, what is directly across from the water bearer? 7, 2, 7, just like 13 or 2, because Aquarius starts January 18. I'm in Aquarius. January 18. January is the first month. January 18 to February 18, I think. So if this is December, January, here is Aquarius. Directly across is the sun, 6 to 7. 2, 7. If we were to reverse this upside down, this would be like the clock. This is the 1 hour of the day. This is the 7th hour of the day. And you can also go back. I don't know where I am here. Darkness to the sun. Black to gold. Black to gold. 2, 13. Or 13 to 7. Left-hand path. So again, this is 2, because it's the darkness. And this orange, light, 2 to 7. 2 to 7. 2 plus 7, 9. 4 plus 5, 9. This is literally how it's done. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I don't know and that I'm possibly very wrong, but isn't it a coincidence that it continues to occur over and over and over and over, and we're not done yet? So, 1 more second here. Now, I would like to go into one thing that I don't have here, but we can go back. So if we take a look at the time, that's important. Everything is about time. October 30th. Isn't it odd that the last time the bear posted was 10 months ago? And he said, hey, let me post today. Well, what did he post on? First post, 10 months, October 30, 13. So now we can take the date, October 30, 2025. We have 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. All right. We have 10, 30, 2025, which breaks down to 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. That's gonna 1, 3, and 9. Oh my goodness. 1, 3, 9. Like, okay. 1, 3, 9. So for 10 months, nothing. Then, on a specific day, at a specific time, at a specific moment, on October 30, 2025, 1, 3, 9, 1 plus 3 plus 9, 13. So we haven't had a post in 10 months, and on the day he posts, the day it posts equals 13. Okay, we're not done though. Just to remind everyone, I was the only person in 2019 to say the answer is 13. Anyways, let's go back here. Sorry, I just had to. Okay, stop. Let's go back here. There's great people though. There's a lot of people in the community who are really good. Marissa Kendra, Wolf Messing. There, there's like Worston. There's so many different names that I don't have on the top of my head that are absolutely fantastic. There was one guy in my Discord. He was absolutely fantastic. I just don't remember his username. There are some really, 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 really good people who just stick to the pattern. And then what I personally, and again, you don't have to follow what I say, but I just find this is that the further we go out of the pattern, the more likely the pattern will not happen, which means it's probably not done then. Because when you create a structure, when you create a system, when you like create a home, there's always a structure because the structure is the foundation. And without a foundation, you don't have rigidity and stability and structure in your design. So if there's things that you read where it's like China leads to some flu that leads to like a bat that leads to 1754 that leads to um, uh, JFK's left ear that leads to Biden. It's probably not that. It's always usually structured around geometry, history, uh, music, mathematics, um, uh, philosophy, hermeticism. These are the foundations of why this is what it is. So where was I going here? Sorry about that. Okay. So the date is 13, and now let's do the time. 8/2/3/59. So date equals 13. Time is sorry, date October 30, 5. Time what is 8/23/59. So 8/23/59. And the thing about like Twitter's, or X, there is no seconds, but seconds is important because every second represents time. And all of this at the core principle revolves around one thing and one thing only. I can't find these. Oh, And again, these are puzzles. So you just have to see what the puzzles revolve around. So if we were to go back here, no, time.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words,
And then 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 5, 13. 4 plus 5, 9. So like why does it appear right at the second? 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 5, 13. Down to 4. 4 plus 5, 9. Because the sun is energy. And the sun revolves around time because literally time is the universe. And also because, the sun revolves and we revolve, or we go around the sun. It's all about time. And then if you notice, even in the video, there's a skip right at 12. And then when does this appear? Before, after the 1, before the 2. 13. And then why is it dark? And why is it light? Dark to light. 13, so darkness to light. Just like, dark to light. Common principles and patterns. Momentum. Pushing Ripple and XRP forward. And why does this go left to right to left, not left to right? Well, think of it like a mirror. Because if you were to hold this up to a mirror, you could actually read it. It would reflect. It gets complicated. There's like a weird rabbit hole. I'm sorry. I'm starting to sound a little off topic. But let me get back to the time here. So 8:23:59. 8, 5, and then 5 and 9 is 14. 8, 8, 5, and 14. So 855. Isn't it funny how this video is 855? I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the last 2 digits, 55. Okay, hold on. So we have 8 plus 5, 13, 5. 4, 4, 5 equals 9. So time equals 9. Date, which is right here, equals 13. Or 4, 13. So Bearable Guy decided to post 10 months later at exactly October 30th, 13 at 8:23 12:59, precisely before Halloween, because you remember not every month also has a 31 in it, right before 13 or 31 or 13. So the day, uh, the October 30, which is 13, one day before uh, 131 14. And what is between 13 and 14? 13, 14. And then on top of that, the date plus time is literally 4 plus 9. And then why 10 months later? You can even also include this. Why 10 months later? Well, if we were to do 10 plus 4 plus 9, what do we get? 5 plus 9, which is 14, which is, 5, which is 5 equals May. And when does the bear look up at the golden sun according to his calendar? And looks at May. I go there. Oh, sorry. I don't want to know. I think Bing has some weird searches going on here. I don't want to know. What is Microsoft's got to fix that. Okay, this is just what? Okay. Is this going to post here? So, anyways, the sun in May. So it's he could have posted 9 months before, 8 months before, which would completely change everything. It would be 8 plus 4 plus 9. We'd have 4 or 9, which would be 4 plus 8. 8 plus 4 would be 3. But that 3 doesn't do the sun, not according to, well, technically it would be like March 21st, which is like the beginning of the sun, but not according to past equals future and future equals past. We have to look at the past to understand the future, and sometimes we have to look at the future to understand the past. Did I say that right? I'm not too sure. But yeah, and that's why, like, angel. Why is the angel at the top? Because the angel is the light. The light. Fire, sun, light, Lucifer, Uchi, light, 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 gold, light, 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 light. Why is gold 4 times? Light, 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 light. Oh, sorry, light. Maybe he thinks that's orange. I'm not too sure. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire's kind of orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'm just making things up there. I don't know. But again, another 4. So because light cannot happen without darkness, and darkness begins at the bottom. Oops, sorry. It gets a little weird, but you know, this is trying to go up to the light. And that's why in the Bible, I'm not satanic. I don't believe in this stuff, but you have to kind of learn it to understand it. The fall of the morning star, because the sun, Lucifer literally was God's son. He was the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Lucifer. He was God's greatest creation in the story, and he sent him down because he was bad from heaven to hell, and Lucifer wanted to get back up, and that's why we kind of have um, it has nothing to do with like being satanic and this and that. It's just using mythology and folklore to explain the purpose of its design, and there's also and this has been done throughout the history of time with Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, uh, other civilizations. And it occurs over and over and over and over throughout lots of symbolism and things of that nature. So these are just two patterns. So without going into too much of a rant, I just wanted to show you how one little post that has 2 lines that looks just like a sentence, nothing crazy, can come time and time again and again and again, and then here again, and then these numbers that we've spoken about before, light, uh, light, 11, 2, 13, light, 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 light. You know, it's always revolved around one thing and one thing only. Always. Light, the sun, energy, protons, photons, light, light. That's why even here it goes from dark to light. It's just a stairway from one side to the other side. Dark, light. Darkness outside, lightness outside. Sorry, lightness inside, darkness outside. And that darkness, he's trying to go towards the light, and not just any light, the brightest star of them all. Darkness to light. light. Yellow, bricks, light. Yeah. And then again, the lodestar. What is the lodestar? Lodestar is, what is the lodestar? Uh, is a guiding principle or reference point that one follows for making judgments or decisions. It is similar to how the North Star, even his posts, revolve around light. Light. You know? And yeah. And then I think the most important one is, down here. Make God. Because God and Jesus are two different things. God created the universe, and the universe was created from darkness and light. May God bless you all, my friends, because God and light and the sun are the principle of everything. What these riddles are based on. Everything. It's right in front of you. Anyways, that's all I just wanted to share with you. I know it sounds absolutely insane and I sound schizo, uh, but when you do this for like 7 years, you kind of do go schizo. It kind of becomes normal. And for anyone who's listening to this for the first time, I completely understand. But there are others who, at the beginning when they first tried this, they were like, wow, this sounds insane. And then once they get into it, they kind of understand. You kind of have to, think outside the box to be able to do this because you can't, you have to be like water. You can't be static and say, these are my four walls and I can only stay in these four walls. You have to go out a million different ways. And then when you come back in a million different ways, you have to see uh, of those ways, what is the greatest degree of confidence or correlation or relation that you can find and pick a degree of certainty based off of accuracy and judgment and actual results that occur when new information comes forward. But anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Hopefully, I tried to do this as best as I could structurally, but I think when you go down a rabbit hole, you kind of have to go a little off topic because uh, it's very hard to do this and stay in a structure because structure is the complete opposite of how you need to think to be able to see how crazy this can become. The only thing I would say is like if you want to create a structure, find the identifying patterns and themes and try to see how many instances the, the your analysis relates back to those themes. And that's where I would say in the themes, maybe it's great to think of a structure. But when you're trying to identify something that doesn't exist, that could possibly exist, you literally have to try to think of everything. So you have to like think blue is red and red is blue. Or if I separate this and I take this and that is a dot and this is an object, and what if I turn this? Because that in and itself is what um, puzzles are. Puzzles are hiding information in plain sight and only either the intended recipient or the people who can understand what they're looking at and understand it. And 99% of everyone else will think you're either crazy, quit, give up, or be disgusted with it and call it a fraud. But the information is there. It's just layered like an onion. And if you don't believe me, just look at war, you know, encryption, Enigma, the Enigma machine, you know. They have to do millions and millions of computations to find information that doesn't exist to 99.9% of people, but it's right there when you read it. So I don't know. Anyways, I hope this helped. I hope you guys think I'm insane. I know I sound it, but this is just what, or how at least my brain works. And this is why when you guys ask on Twitter, like, hey, how did you get there? How did like, it's really, really hard to put it into like 180 characters because it's, as you can see, it's not that simple. And you have to do this over and over and over. And sometimes like you could do this, and then 6 months later, you find new information that can tie back to this. You kind of have to go back and see like correlations because everything is about a network. And like also, if you had information, for example, if I had 25%, if I had a note and I wanted to express this note of information to, uh, but keep it difficult, not information, but like a puzzle. I had a puzzle, and within that puzzle, there's an answer, but I don't want you to find the answer because, like, think about it. If I create a puzzle, my goal, like even when they create a game, the goal of the game is to create a beginning and an end, but it's not just everyone wins. There are people who are going to give up in the beginning. There are people who are going to stop halfway. There are people who are going to go all the way to the end. And then, but your goal is to make the final boss the most difficult boss, right? So your goal isn't to make sure that everyone who's looking at this achieves it. It's to make only 5% achieve it. So if I was to take whatever I'm trying to do as an end result and put it into one image, well, you have a 100% chance of finding it. But if I take an answer and I divide it to pieces of 4, well, then maybe you solve Riddler, but you don't understand it. Well, you don't understand it because you don't connect it to Bearable Guy. And then you don't understand what Bearable Guy is saying because you don't connect it to, I don't know, Mr. Poole. And then you don't understand Mr. Poole because you never went back and connected it to Bearable Guy or Ross Vandermeer, the old one. And that's how you take information 100% and make it so difficult that it's almost impossible to understand unless you take the pie and put it together. And that's why I get this or no. I will say, ever since I've done this, I really enjoy like encryption and decryption. It's kind of really fun. Oops, sorry. Here, like these old videos. I don't know. But where am I going here? No. What am I trying to find right here? One video. Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can remember it, but I just don't know where I'll ever be able to find that. Anyways, yeah. So this is, how at least this is something I think helps. And if you guys ever want to see like how this all started for me, Mike XRP, September 2019. XRP Mike. I don't know if he changed his username, but Mike XRP. He changes username. I guess he doesn't have Crypto Mike. Sorry. If you go back all the way, literally all the way to here somewhere. What time frame is this?
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1 2 1 2.
How this all started for me, like the first time after like looking at these things for like months and months and never doing anything about it, and then I finally said like, this is how I get to my answer. It's right here. It's September 19,
Hey guys,
2018.
Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1 2 1 2.
September 26th. I remember the exact date. Like I posted my first prediction on how to analyze these things, and it's here somewhere. The case for 500. May.
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check.
June, September. Wow.
Hey guys.
That would be.
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check.
Anyways, I think I might be losing you guys,
Hey
but
guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check, mic check.
wow, he really goes from. Anyways, it's somewhere here. My first prediction ever.
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1 2 1 2. Is this?
I don't know, but he has it right here. It's one of these videos right here. Is it 2019 or 2018?
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the.
It's got to be 2019. Yeah. anyways, one of these videos here is my first ever prediction, and that's how I discovered everything is related to 13. And hopefully this will help if anyone wants to be like, well, how did you ever get to that from the beginning? Here, it's right here.
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1212. Is
Okay,
this thing
November
on?
30,
Please give
2019.
me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you enjoy my content. Earn $5. Follow, posted it like jet. And we're gonna go into Mr. Cug's thread on the Ripple Riddler and Bearable Guy and why they are legit. All right, very cool. I just read this one today. He posted it like a week ago. I hadn't read it yet, and I like it. So go follow Mr. Cugs, Mr. C, at MRCUG.
This is back when I had 4,000 followers. Wow, this is hilarious. So this was yeah, November 30th, 2019.
GS Mr. Cugs on Twitter. The link will be in the
And this is when I said like the answer to these riddles is 13.
description.
And it's kind of funny. I actually posted it on November 22, which is 33. I did not do that on purpose.
Okay, so he pinned this. Dear XRP community, this will be my most insightful tweet ever posted. Here I shall present the dots I have connected over time. Here I will show you all it is always connected. January 2020 is the
Literally, November 22, 33. That's hilarious.
target date. And I'd have to say, I do agree with this. The timeline ends around January. Please continue thread till complete. Firstly, we will start off with Ripple Riddler and his video Declaration of Independence, dropped in 2018. And they do give us a video. I'll show you a little bit.